Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of AEW Weekly Wrap Up. I'm your host, Ethan Black, and today we're going to talk about this week in AEW. So, Dark Elevation, the 100th episode, Dark and Dynamite. I'll also give you a rundown of tonight's Rampage matches, also of next week's shows. But before we get into that, we got some news there. So, AEW is bringing some house shows, calling the AEW House Show Rules. That will starting March 18th at Troy, Ohio. You get your tickets for $20. I think it's a good idea to do more house show ideas. And also the AEW community, they call them, it's no longer that, it's called AEW Together, which I think is pretty cool. I like the name change, but that's all we have for news. So let's kick it off with Dark Elevation, episode 100. This was taped from last week at Lexington, Kentucky. There we go. So we start with Red Velvet go on with Billy Starks. Red Velvet grabs a side headlock, hits a takeover, Starks count one for own. We get a stand up, then they shake hands before Velvet tries a cheap shot, but Starks counters out with a German suplex. Starts with the top rope, but Velvet cuts over the backhand, hits a Icono slam for a 2 count. Velvet hits a calf kick, Starks comes up with an elbow, then a kick. Velvet a chop toe hold, then a meteor to the back. Starks hits Velvet with a Tiger suplex for a 2 count. Starks try to go for a Swanton bomb, but Velvet counters into a crucifix for a 2 count. Velvet counters electric chair precision. Looks like she was trying to go. Starks looks like was trying to go for the Joker driver. Velvet counters with a poison rana, then hits a tornado kick for the win at 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Fun way to kick off Dark Elevation, the 100th episode. Gives Velvet some momentum heading to our TBS title match on Dynamite. Then we go backstage to bring on Women's Champion Athena was getting interviewed. She takes the mic, tells the interviewer to leave. She's looking for a partner for a match tonight, even though the graphic already knew who it was, but not the point. Anyway, she looks around and finds Diamante. Diamante reminds the fans that they kicked her in the head and doesn't want to deal with her. But Athena said if they win their tag match, she offers her a shot at the Ring of Honor Women's title, and that changes Diamante's mind. I mean, I don't blame Diamante. I would do the same thing. Then our second match and tag team match with Alex Reynolds and John Silver of the Dark Order going against Anthony Henry and JD Drake, the Work Horsemen. So Silver and Henry start the match off. Henry grabs side headlock. Then they hit the ropes. Silver hits a shoulder block. They go back to the ropes. Silver hits another shoulder block. Then a running kick to the chest. JD Drake takes in, just knocks down Silver, then hits a Tom Khan Hilo. JD Drake with cheap shot to Reynolds before he starts problem with Silver, hits a scoop slam flying headbutt. Anthony Henry takes back and hits a snap suplex. Silver comes back with a victory roll for a 2 count for Reynolds gets tagged in. Alex Reynolds runs well and hits a distance up with the Henry before diving on the Drake. Pop up knee before a Tiger Driver got a 2 count. Anthony here voiced the ping pong sequence, but basically it's like a uppercut, stunner, German suplex, jackknife cover all in the one. So that's why I'm just gonna start calling it the ping pong. And Reynolds hits a reverse floor suplex. Drake falls over Shawnee. Oh, I'm sorry. Anthony here avoids the ping pong sequence, then hits her reverse floor suplex. Sorry, my apologies for the mess up there. Drake falls up with a Shining Wizard. Anthony here with a frog splash to Allegan near fall. Drake trades back in, but he takes in Henry. Silver takes out Drake with a German suplex before Henry gets it with the ping pong sequence for the victory at 4 minutes and 24 seconds. Fun little tag team match. I give it 5 out of 10. And the Velvet Stars, I gave 6 out of 10. Our third match, Roosh goes one with Prime Billman Jr. They lock up, start the match off. They go in the corner for Roosh, hits a chop. So they lock up again. Pillman Jr. gets Roosh into the corner, but misses a punch, takes another chop. Roosh with a shoulder block and hits the ropes before Pillman Jr. lands a chop and a leg kick. Roosh with a few more chops and it does his punch that floors Pillman Jr. They go outside as Roosh slams Pillman around the barricades, then some knees to the head. Then Roosh distracts the referee so press and fans can stomp on Brian Pillman Jr. to get back in the ring. Roosh with some kicks, but Pillman Jr. fires up some chops. And then we get a chop exchange for a few minutes before Pillman hits a super kick and a drop kick takedown Roosh, but Roosh comes back with a belly from the corner, hits him with Bull's horns to score the win at 4 minutes and 14 seconds. Fun little match there. I give it 6 out of 10. Then after the match, Roosh grabs the electrical cord and whips Pillman before choking him out with it. Some women's tag team action. This is our fourth match of the night. We have Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena and Diamante team up to go against Yuka Sakazaki and Sky Blue. So Yuka and Diamante start the kicks the match off. Diamante grabs side headlock for his short block. Sakazaki. Oh my god, how did I put Yuka Sakazaki for rolling snap mirror and it gets running clothesline. Sorry, I just butchered that. No pun intended. Sky Blue takes in and Diamante hits some Tatum moves. Diamante hits an elbow before Athena gets to tag in. But Sky Blue with a head scissors and a kick to the head. Athena forwards a corner tap, but Blue clocks with a punch before Blue goes to top rope, but Diamante distracts her, so Athena takes advantage by kicking her Blue to the floor. Diamante takes back in. They throw Blue into the barricade. They take control. Diamante hits 10 punches in the corner. Athena takes but hits a few kicks. Blue does fight back with strikes, but she can't make the takeout to Yuka Sakazaki. But Athena knees with her elbow. Diamante hits a suplex. She takes Athena back in. Blue fights to the core and probably takes out to Yuka. Sakazaki comes in and unloads on Athena. Kick from Sakazaki, then hits a drop kick. Yuka with the North Lights bomb, goes for the card, Diamante breaks up, then hits Yuka with a German suplex, but Athena takes on Blue with a power bomb. Athena avoids rocket launcher, tags in Diamante as Yuka sets out Athena with the head scissors. Diamante tries another German suplex, but Yuka nails her with an elbow. Athena is loudly complaining about her ankle as Yuka and Sky Blue hit the rocket launcher for the win at 7 minutes 11 seconds. Fun women's tag team match. I give this one 7 out of 10. Get more and more tease of Yuka Sakazaki challenging Athena for the Ring of Honor Women's title. Some more tag team action. This time it is Top Flight. That is Dante and Darius Martin go against the Trustbusters, Ari Daivari and Varsity Athletes Tony Nese. This match number 5 of the night. So Ari Daivari and Darius Martin start this match off. They're pushing each other before they hit the ropes. Darius hits a drop kick. Dante takes in. Top Flight takes control. Before a standing moonsault from Dante, he takes in his brother Darius, but Daivari pulls the hair of Darius and Tony hits a stun gun. Nese takes and hits a wheel kick. Daivari takes back in. Him and Nese are just on one punches in the corner. Darius fights back, but hits a double Hurricanrana. Then takes in Dante. Dante runs while hits a crossbody. Goes for the cover, but Daivari broke it up. Daivari and Darius are fine with Darius hitting a heat seeker dive. For Nese falls with a Pescado, leading to Dante diving on everybody. Nese hits Dante with a gutbuster, takes in Daivari, double team. They hit their double team move. They go for the cover, but Darius breaks up the pin. Nese gets sent to the outside by Darius. Daivari hits Darius with a super kick before Dante hits Daivari with the nose dive to get the win. At 5 minutes and 2 seconds, this was a fun match. I give it 5 out of 10. In the back, Yuka Sakazaki is interviewed in the back, interrupted by Dark Order. Dark Order said they love Yuka and offer to respond Dark Order since they lost their female member, that was Anna Jay. Yuka says hi, but Dark Order thinks she's just greeting him. Then Silver makes fun of Lexi Nair's ears for some strange reason. Then Dark Order leaves, thinking Yuka doesn't like them, but Yuka looks at the camera and gives another hi while throwing the Dark Order salute. So I think Yuka is in the Dark Order now. Some more tag team action. This time it is the Kings of the Black Throne. That is Brody King and Malachi Black. Go against the Outrunners. That is Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd. Excuse me. This is our 6th match of the night. Malachi Black and Truth Magnum starts off. They walk up, but Black gives a clean break out of the corner. Do another lockup, another clean break, and then Malachi Black with a fake out. Magnum jumps out of the ring. They get back in the ring. Malachi hits a short block, then a leg sweep before an arm drag before Brody Lee takes in. Or, I'm sorry, Brody King. My apologies. Didn't mean to do that. Takes in Turbo Floyd. Floyd looks to fire some up, but King just levels him with a chop. Magnum gets a chop as well. King hits a lariat. Goes for the cover, but Magnum breaks it up. Malachi sends Magnum out of the ring. And then he throws Floyd to hit the Dante's into King for the Dante's Inferno for the quick win at 2 minutes and 56 seconds. This was a squash match. I give it 3 out of 10. And this won't be the first time we'll see the Outrunners this week. In the seventh or final match, our main event for the Ring of Honor World title, the champion Claudio Castagnoli defends against Blake Christian. We start with a code of honor. Then Claudio hits a quick drop kick. Then he hits a scoop slam and some elbow drops. But Blake Christian fights back with body shots, but he can't lift Castagnoli, who hits him with a knee. Foot connected with a leg drop. Christian low bridge Castagnoli, even misses the baseball slide. Claudio with a military press sends Blake on the apron. Castagnoli picks up Blake Christian, drives him to the ring post and back in the ring for looking for the countout win. As you know, Ring of Honor titles cannot change on countouts. Blake was able to get a ring for the count of 10. Castagnoli wipes him with a clothesline for a 2 count. Then more elbows. Blake was going for a jumping move, but he caught him and hit a total backbreaker, followed by a double stomp that got a 2 count. Carter gets work on the back, but off Christian before Blake hits a Insiguri. Then a kick out of the corner by running Bulldog. Hits a handspring. Attack, spear on the apron. Then a Fosbury flop into a DDT. That's always a sick move. I actually like that. To get back in the ring, Blake hits a double stomp to the back of Castagnoli for a 2 count. He tries to strike with him. Blake counters a Johnny swing for a 50 roll. Carter kicks out. Then he hits a Death Valley driver. Blake goes to top, hits a 450 for a near fall. He goes for another double stomp, but Claudio rolls through it. Then he hits a Ricola bomb. Then deadlifts him, then hits a giant swing. And then Blake taps out after 20 or more rotations. So he retains, excuse me, the Ring of Honor World title at 7 minutes 17 seconds. This was a fun main event. I give this one 7 out of 10. This was a fun episode of Dark Elevation. So the 2 matches I recommend going checking out would be the women's tag team match. That would be Sky Blue and Yuka Sakazaki going to Athena and Diamante. The main event, the Warning World title. I also say go check out Raphael and Billy Starks and Rush versus Pillman Jr. Those are the 4 I recommend checking out. So that is Dark Elevation. And now we will go to Dark from January 31st, our final show of January. These were taped from the last set tapings of Atlanta, Florida Universal Studios. So we get over to Trios action. The wingman is Cesar Bononi, Ryan Nemeth, and Peter Avalon goes against Top Flight, Dante Martin, Darius Fox, and Dante Martin, Darius Martin, and AR Fox. The wingman with no intent, they blindside Top Flight AR Fox with an attack, but they send the women to the outside and they do some dives to take them down. Darius Martin's Ryan back in the ring. Beats him down for a bit before taking in Fox. Fox hits a senton for Peter Avalon takes in and hits AR Fox on the right hand. He looks to get him up for some, but Fox counters with a Curse Grip Brainbuster. That was pretty cool. Nemeth takes back in. He attacks Fox and takes in Cesar Bononi. Bononi hits a right hand to Fox back before he taunts Top Flight and hits a modified fall away slam to Fox. Avalon takes back in, but Fox hits him right hand to his midsection, hits him with the Death Valley Drive for making a hot tag to Dante. Ryan Nemeth takes back in, and Dante hits a back elbow. He falls with an insecure and a diamond crossbody off top rope before taking his brother in Darius. Darius hits a flatliner for the middle rope before Nemeth makes a blind tag to Avalon. Fox gets in the match and he hits a lariat. They send Avalon out of the ring. They hit Avalon with a rocket launch before Fox hits a cutter in mid-air to score the win at 5 minutes and 48 seconds. This was a fun opener to kick off Dark. I give this match 6 out of 10. Then our second match, Red Velvet, the number 2 for the TBS title, goes against Sofia Castello. I don't think I said that right, so I do apologize. So they lock up to start the match off. Then they go back and forth with some mission holds before Sofia sends Velvet to the outside and then mocks her. Before Velvet catches her with a drop kick, hits a running kick, but Sofia comes back with a boot, then a guillotine off the middle rope. Follows by with a running back elbow, kicks to her knee and face. Sofia hits the leg clear, but Velvet follows back with a lawn blower, double knees to the back of her neck, and then a short arm scissors for the submission win at 4 minutes and 46 seconds. This was a fun little match on Dark. I'm probably going to say that a lot, but I give this match 5 out of 10. Gives Bell more momentum heading into our TBS title match on Dynamite. Then our third match, Zach Lane goes on with Fulton, also known as Madman Fulton from WWE NXT, and also Sawyer Fulton from Impact. So they walk up, kick the match off. They exchange submission holds. Clay knocks him down, hits a backbreaker, falls over a vertical suplex. But Fulham catches him and hits him. He was going to go for a powerbomb, but Clay escapes. And it hits a federation of the hair whip, and it falls up for the brainbuster for the quick win at 2.5 minutes. I'm not a big fan of Zach Clayton. I give this match 3 out of 10. In our fourth match, it's a tag team match, and Brock Anderson teams up Brian Pillman Jr. go against Rocio Grillo and Dean Alexander. So Brian Pillman Jr. and Rocio Grillo start this match with a lockup. They trade submission holds before Brock Anderson takes in. Excuse me, hits a right hand to Grillo's midsection, hits a sidewalk slam, and tags in Pillman. Pillman Jr. delivers a kick to the spine, but Grillo fires back with a boot to his midsection before he tags in Dean Alexander. Pillman hits exterior chops, tags Anderson back in. Anderson plants with the guard buster for the win at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. This was a fun squash tag match. I like these two better as a Al Brock Anderson's tag partner so far. This is probably my favorite one so far. I started teaming up on the indies. I think I could see them keep going for it on AEW TV. Two second generation superstars. I give it 5 out of 10. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So our fifth match, we got Sky Blue going over Renee Michelle. They lock up after the match. Michelle whips Sky Blue to the mat, then hits a pair of boots to her face, but Blue rolls Michelle for a 2 count. Hits a boot to Michelle's midsection before Michelle hits a series of forearms and a moonsault. Blue hits some forearms over falls with a snap, and then it's Guri. Renee comes back with a German suplex, but Blue kicks out. Blue puts her away, hits a super kick in the Sky Fall for the win at 2 minutes and 31 seconds. I give this match 5 out of 10. And some more tag team action. This is Ring of Honor's Shane Taylor Promotions. Shane Taylor and JD Griffey goes against Dante Casanova and Mr. G. Griffey hits a boot to Mr. G's midsection. Griffey with some right to left hand before we get Shane Taylor and Dante Casanova tagged in. Taylor hits a hip butt, then hits a choke slam and a splash. He goes for the cover, but he pulls Casanova and continues beating him down. Casanova comes back with a spine buster, but Taylor just nails him with an elbow, tags back in JD Griffey. Shane Taylor Promotions hit a jumping knee package power driver combo for the win at 1 minute 47 seconds. This was a squash match. I give it 4 out of 10. I love seeing Shane Taylor Promotions. They had that excellent match with Swerve in Our Glory back at Fall Bound in December. I would like to see them more on AEW, either on Dark or on television. They've been excellent in the ring. Excuse me. So match number 7, we got Yuka Sakazaki go against Avery Brooks. They go back and forth submission holds for Yuka rolls over for a 2 count, and then Avery rolls to the outside for a breather. Yuka follows her out, but Avery sends her head, Yuka's head bounces off the ring apron. Ouch. Yuka delivers a kick to Avery's face, then delivers a boot to her head and gets back in the ring. Avery delivers a suplex and falls up with a cannonball for a 2 count. Yuka hits a discus lariat for the merry-go-round and then the magical girl splash for the win at 4 minutes and 15 seconds. This was a fun match. I give this one 5 out of 10. And the Shane Taylor, I give that one 4 out of 10. Into more tag team action. This one is from the Workhorsemen. This is JD Drake and Anthony Henry go against Assault. That is Liam Gray and Adrian Alanis. This is the 8th match of the night. So Liam Gray rolls with Jay Drake for a 2 count. Drake comes back with a back elbow. Adrian Alanis takes in, hits a drop kick, then beats down Drake before taking Gray back in. Jay Drake comes back with a chop and a back body drop, hits a Larry DT combo. Anthony Henry takes in, hits a big boot, and then a cross-legged brainbuster for the win. At 1 minute 27 seconds, I give it a quick squash match. I give it 2 out of 10. Then our 9th and final match of the night, or maybe Konosuke Takeshita goes against Inhalco. Inhalco taunts Takeshita, but Takeshita delivers a forearm. That sends Inhalco to the outside where Chaos Pride is waiting for him. They beat him down while the referee is distracted. They throw him back in the ring. Inhalco logs an arm and shore submission, but Takeshita gets his foot on the bottom for the rope break. Takeshita tosses Inhalco on the apron, but turns him inside out as he gets back in the ring. Inhalco hits a right hand, but Takeshita hits a chop and a DDT. Inhalco hits a headlock takedown for Takeshita fires back with Blue Thunder Bomb for a 2 count. Takeshita sends to the top rope, but Inhalco meets him there. He delivers an Enziguri and Bulldog off the middle rope. Takeshita comes back with a jumping knee German suplex for a 2. Sorry, goes for the cover by Serpentico. broke up the fall. As the ref was distracted, Luther attacks Takeshi from behind while the ref is distracted. Case Petra distracts referee Takeshi, but they're on says when their attempt. This allows Takeshi a sweet-looking brainbuster and a running knee for the win at 7 minutes and 39 seconds. This was a fun main event for Dark. I give this one 6 out of 10. My recommendations for this week's Dark, I go check out the opening match, the trios match, and then the Yuka versus Avery match, and then I say the main event, the Takeshi Luther match. So that was Dark from January 31st. And I will go to Dynamite from February 1st, 2023, live from Dayton, Ohio. So our opening match, we have John Moxley go against Hangman Page. Moxley attacks Page before, as Page was making his ring toss against the barricade. They fight in the crowd. Moxley keeps attacking him. Moxley locks a figure four in the crowd, but Page broke by throwing a drink in Moxley's face. They made it to ringside, but Paul Turner was telling Moxley to stop. Page tosses to Moxley's face. Page followed a suplex to Moxley on top of the chair. Then tries to bring the chair on top of the referee, kicks away for the officially starting the match. Moxley was bleeding for the bell and rung. And then he locks another figure four. Page grabs the rope to break it up, but continues to tag up Moxley. Page tries his springboard Larry, but Moxley's on with Larry's own as he lands in the apron. They go back and forth on the apron for Page and Moxley face first in the ring post. We go to pitcher and pitcher. We come back from the pitcher and pitcher break. Moxley and Page are going back and forth till Moxley hits a cutter. That sends both men down. Moxley follows with a front chest race suplex for a 2 count. Then goes right into the hammer and anvil elbows. Heyman sends Moxley to the outside, tries for a top rope moonsault, misses, but Moxley lays him out with a lariat. Page hits a powerbomb and Moxley for the table. They get back in the ring. Moxley, as his Moxley gets in the ring, Page lays him out with a dead eye for a 2 count. Moxley comes back by dodging Page and hitting a King Kong lariat. They start trading elbows for Page as a super kick and small package pile driver for a 2 count. As he was going for the box shot lariat, Moxley dodges it, goes for the Death Rider. Page blocks that, hits a tombstone buckshot lariat, but somehow Moxley kicks out. Page puts on a bulldog choke, but Moxley was forced into a pin to score the win at 16 minutes and 31 seconds. This was a fun match, awesome match to kick off Dynamite. I give this match 9 out of 10. I recommend checking this match out. Then after the match, Page and Moxley continue to get each other's face by flipping each other off. Page was being a sore loser. But here comes the other members of Blackpool Combat Club, Ring World Champ Claude Castagnoli, and the Pure Champ Ware Yuta. They ran out to keep Moxley back as Pam and Page was walking away. So I imagine we'll get one more match at probably a Revolution. I see either a Last Man Standing match or Texas Death match. Or we're going to see a stipulation match between these two somewhere. If we get a video package hyping up the TNT title no holds bar match between Champ Darby Allin and Challenger Samoa Joe. This will be the final chapter in their feud. We go backstage. Renee Paquette is with the Butcher, the Blade, the Bunny, and the Women's Champ Jamie Hayter, where the Bunny requests some time, saying everyone's impressed with Hayter's win over Emily Silver on Rampage last Friday. That was an excellent match. The Bunny said Hayter isn't the type of champ to back down from a challenge, so she challenges to a match next week as an eliminator match. Hayter said absolutely, and next week she's free. For Renee Paquette said they cut to a video of seeing Saraya and Tony Storm were attacking Baker on the other side of the building as Jamie Hayter was leaving to go chase them off. Then our second match, non-title match, the World Tag Team Champs, The Acclaim, Max Cash and Anthony Bowens go against the Outrunners, Truth, Magnum, and Turbo Floyd. The Outrunners make fun of the Acclaim by doing the scissoring, but Acclaim just attacks them right away. They hit Scissor Me Timber. Billy Gunn runs in and joins them scissoring. Bowens hits the arrival. Might drop on Truth Magnum from Max Caster for the very quick win at 50 seconds. Squash 1 out of 10. Then after the match, the Guns, Austin, and Colin walk out. That they're here to tell us something serious. They want an answer about getting their shot at the AEW World Tag Team titles. Andy Ball calls them the Rod and Todd Flanders. I did get a laugh out Simpsons reference. And since they're the people's choice and voice, they're going to go ask the audience and Damon, which the crowd said no, they don't deserve a AEW World Tag Team title shot. So they start arguing. Billy Gunn, he's sick of this and he's done with them. Said, if you want to beat the shit out of each other, you can. Kneel the ring. Austin said Billy's doing what he's been doing their child childhood and turned his back on them. Tells him to go drown his cell at the bottom of a pill bottle. Ooh, you messed up, Austin. Billy gets in the ring, asks Sons if what he has. Well, his microphone stopped working at first, so he slammed it, got a new one, so he had to redo his promo. Basically, they got an AEW World Tag Team title match next week, which they claimed they look confused about. Then we go backstage. Alex Malvarez says, "Well, Jungle Boy Jack Perry." He said, "Who's Beck's Hook?" But he did the tag team thing already. Perry said this year he'll be a champion again, but this time all by himself. Then our third match, Kenosuke Takeshita goes 1/3 the ring march, 6-man tag champ Brian Cage. Takeshita Cage right away as soon as the bell ring goes for chops. Takeshita sends Cage off the apron, then dives on the outside. Cage catches him off the apron, powerballs him on the ring post. Back inside, Cage hits a sliding dropkick for a 2 count. They start trying elbow strikes for Takeshita hits a blue thunder bomb, tries to follow with a running knee, but Cage dodges it and suplexes Takeshita from the apron. Back inside the ring. As we cut to commercial, we come back from commercial break. Takeshita bounces off the ropes with a lariat and hits a German for a 2 count. Cage has Takeshita going for some, but Takeshita gets out of it, hit the Liger bomb for our 2 count. Cage gets his own 2 count with a distance lariat. Takeshita gets out of a drill claw, hits 2 back-to-back brainbusters, but Cage kicks out both of them. Cage continues the offense by sitting Takeshita on the top rope, but Takeshita turns an avalanche brainbuster, followed by the knee strike to score the win at 10 minutes and 6 seconds. Another excellent match between these two guys. Another excellent match with these two. I give this match 8 out of 10. I recommend checking this match out. I wouldn't mind seeing these two running it back. Then we go backstage. This time Renee Paquette is with the Jericho Appreciation Society without Jake Hager and TJ. So there's with Jericho, Chris Jericho, Matt Menard, Angelo Parker, Sammy Guevara, and Diego Garcia. They seem to be accused of changing their match against Ricky Starks and Asher Andrade. They said they had a great idea called the Garcia Guevara Gauntlet, where Starks has to beat Angel Parker, Matt Menard, and either Garcia or Guevara. And if they get past him, then they get shot at Jericho. Jericho said if he could go for the gauntlet, they'll be ready to whip his ass. So that would be next week. Then we go to the Trio Shim the Elite, who are on a basketball court, and says they will give AR Fox and Top Flight a shot at the Trio's title next week. But they best not miss. Before the Ferns, Ethan Page, Matt Hart, Isaiah Cassidy, and Stokely Hathaway walk in. They ask how the Elite has a week-long challenge for a match for Rampage Friday. The Elite accepts before Cassidy moans in Omega's ear. Yeah, I just said that on the air, but you know what I mean. So our fourth match, we got Bryan Danielson going with Timothy Thatcher, who's been competing on Pro Wrestling Noah lately. So Thatcher corners Danielson with uppercuts before he works on his shoulder by hitting knees in there. Danielson comes back, keeps Thatcher in the corner, but Thatcher comes back and snaps Danielson back down. Thatcher has Danielson in a wrist lock, but Danielson got to the ropes as we go to commercial. We come back from commercial break. Danielson hits Thatcher with a draw kick before their trained uppercuts. They traded pin attempts before Danielson gets a submission with a side kick for a 2 count. He hits hammer and anvil elbows, but Thatcher breaks up by back and kneels in the corner. And he takes down Stephon Smith, the referee, down as well. Then all of a sudden, here comes the AEW World Champ MJF. He puts on his diamond ring. Before he could even enter the ring, we see somebody in a hoodie. We saw who is Kenosuke Takeshita. He came out of the crowd, so he's brawling with MJF in the crowd. Back inside, Thatcher has Danielson in the Fujiwara armbar, but Danielson was able to get his foot on the rope. Thatcher comes out with a belly-to-belly suplex. He goes for no one, but Danielson counters with a German suplex followed by the Psycho knee. For the score of the win at 13 minutes and 38 seconds. Great, excellent. Another excellent match between these. On the show, I give this one 8 out of 10. I recommend checking this match out. And then immediately we go backstage where MJF and Takeshita are still brawling before officials run breaking apart. We see Renee Paquette get in between them. It's just breaking news. So next week on Dynamite, per Tardy Khan, MJF will face Takeshita in an eliminator match. Pretty much if Takeshita wins, he'll get a world title match. Then we get a video package from the Mogo affiliates where Swerve Strickland stopped with Dustin Rhodes taking his camera, and it's time how the Rhodes family gets under his skin, with Dusty Rhodes giving Keith Lee his limitless moniker. So he'll take care of him before giving the okay from Parker Boudreaux. And we finally get the name of the mystery tattoo name. His name is Trench. Nice. So is this finisher going to be called Marius Trench or the Trench Coat? Sorry, bad joke. Anyway, and then we get a statement from earlier today where MJF, excuse me, hands Roosh a briefcase of money for him to take up Bryan Danielson, as we found out that he will face Danielson next week on Dynamite. She has 5 more briefcases for him, and all he needs to do is rip Danielson's arm off and beat him over the head with it. Jose, the assistant, translates for Roosh as Roosh answers back in Spanish. Jose says it means they have a deal. And MJF says it sounds longer than that and says it's a pleasure doing business with them. I can't wait for that match. Then our 5th match for the TBS title, Jade Cargill defends Red Velvet, who's looking to go 50-0. So Red Velvet attacks Cargill, sends her to the outside, as Cargill asks Leo Gray to help fix her hair. Velvet hits her with a flying dropkick, continues on the attack inside the ring. Cargill catches Velvet off the ropes with a suplex. We go to break. As we come back, we saw highlights of Jade press slamming Velvet up the steps for center back inside, basically paying tribute to Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks for WrestleMania 2021. Mercedes Moné now. Velvet comes back with a lawn blower, starts kicking at Cargill, but Cargill nails her with a pump kick for a 2 count. All of a sudden, Kiera Hogan shows up, takes a leg Gray, starting to steps. The referee runs and sends Hogan to the back. As Aubrey Edwards, the referee inside for the match, was distracted. Velvet hit a tornado kick. She had the visual 3 count, but Aubrey was too late as Jay kicks out 2. Velvet locks in that arm scissor submission that she did on Dark, but Cargill was able to get out of it by lifting Velvet, and it hits her with the Jaded to come 50 retain her TBS title in 7 minutes and 6 seconds. I could just match 6 out of 10. This was a fun little match. So after the match, Cargill grabs her daughter from ringside and takes her to the back. We go backstage. Renee Paquette is in the back training area with Britt Baker and the Women's Champ Jamie Hayter, as Breaker's being checked on by the dogs on her attack. Also, Ruby Soho walks in as Baker she's good, and she had nothing to do with attack. Baker says she's known Saraya and Tony Storm a lot longer than them. Says she's good as Soho walks away. Commentary runs on the matches for next week's show and Rampage, but I'll do that at the end of this review. Then our main event, the TNT title match, Darby Allin defends against Samoa Joe. Darby Allin comes out of the ring. He had a thumbtack jack. He immediately goes after Joe, but Joe had a towel to protect him. Joe knocks down Allin, so he goes to the outside, grabs a table, but Darby Allin kicks the table into Joe, and the table hits the cameraman. That busts the Samoa Joe up. Darby Allin grabs the steps, but Joe whips him into him, sits Allin on the steps, but he flips over to the inside of the crowd, somehow laying on his feet. They start fighting up the stairs. Joe sends him over the railing to the other side as we go to commercial break. That looked like a nasty bump. We come back break. They are back in the ring where Joe is in control, stomping Allin out. Allin was able to fight out and start smacking Joe in the corner, but Joe catches Darby in an STO for a 2 count. Joe kicks Allin to the outside and grabs another table, set him against the barricade. Joe tries a sleeper hold, but Allin reverses with a jawbreaker and corners Joe with chops, but Joe grabs Allin and flicks him to the outside. Allin goes inside where Joe hits him with a brainbuster for going back inside to grab a bunch of chairs from under the ring. Joe sets him on back by drops Allin onto them. Joe sets the chair up again and tries powerbomb, but Allin throws some powder into Joe's face. Hits a Cobra for a 2 count. He falls up with a stunner, then puts the thumbtack hoodie back on him. Hits a coffin drop, but Joe somehow still kicks out. Allin goes to the outside. He starts cutting the canvas up, takes off the padding, exposed to wooden boards. We seen that back at Full Gear 2019 between Omega and Jon Moxley. Allin goes after Joe on the outside, but Joe moves it, and Allin crashes. He's going for a tope suicida, but Joe moves it away, crashes for the table. Joe falls with a powerbomb on top of the thumbtack hoodie before starts choking him with it. Allin pokes Joe in the eye with his thumb, then hits Joe with a chair before he goes back to the top rope. Joe pushed the referee Bryce Remberg into the ropes, and that makes Allin's crash on the ropes. And then Joe comes out, hits a muscle buster from the middle rope on the top of the wood to score the win and come with 2-time T-Team champion. 15 minutes and 25 seconds. This was a fun battle. Great fun match between these two. I give this match 8 out of 10. I recommend checking this match out. So after the match, as Joe is celebrating, we get the returning Wardlow, who actually kind of looks like Frankie Kazarian, just built up now. Hits the ring and starts attacking Joe. He was going to go for Powerbomb Symphony, but Joe escapes. Security tries to stop Wardlow, but he takes him all out. And then Wardlow Power was one of the security geeks under the others to close out this week's Dynamite. Great episode of Dynamite. Excellent matches. My recommendations, like I would check out the Moxley Hangman Page match, the Takeshita Cage match, and the Danielson Thatcher, and also the main event. Pretty much all the matches except for the Acclaim match and the TBS title if you want them, but that's just my recommendations. So it's Friday on Rampage. We got the Trios title. The Elite will defend against the Firm. Swerve Strickland goes on with Brian Pillman Jr. Saraya and Tony Stormer in tag team action. Spoiler, their opponents are the Renegade Twins. And Roosh goes against Christopher Daniels. So Money in Dark Elevation. We have Jericho Appreciate, that's Matt Menard and Angel Parker against the Boys, that is Brandon and Brent Tate. Trish Robinson goes on with Jake Christ, formerly known from Impact Wrestling. Wrestling on the Indies. The Intruders match with the Dark Order, Alex Reynolds, Evil Uno, and John Silver goes against Matt Brennan, Crash Jackson, and Rennie D. Yuka Sakazaki goes on with Billy Starks. That looks like a good match. More trios action. This time, it's best friends. It's the All-Night Champ Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Trip Barrett goes to Chaos Project, Luther, and Sam Pentago. Teams up with Zach Claim. Powerhouse Hobson action against Corey Calhoun. Tough Flight. Darius and Dante Martin goes against the Butcher and the Blade. An 8-woman tag team match with the Beast of Burns. That's not Rosemary Shavir. Teams up with Dean Monte and Mai Sakura goes against Bastard Rain, Sky Blue, Queen, and Manita and Heidi. And then Blackpool Combat Club's is Ringo World Champion Claudio Castagnoli. And the Pure Champion where Yuta go against Ari Daivari and Tony Nese. And then Wednesday on Dynamite, Brian Danielson goes well with Roosh. And a women's title eliminator match. The champ Jimmy Hare goes one with the Bunny. Bunny wins. She gets shot at the women's title. The Acclaim defend the World Tag Team titles against the Guns. For the Trios title, it's either the Elite or the Firm will go against Top Flight AR Fox. And yes, they did technically. I know technically they didn't put a match graphic, but they technically made it official, so I'm still counting it. MJF, the AEW World Champ, goes along with Konosuke Takeshita. In an eliminator match. If Takeshita wins, he gets the World Title match. And a gauntlet match, JS, that would be Matt Menard, Angel Parker, and either Garcia or Guevara go against Ricky Starks. So that is this week AEW Weekly Wrap-Up. I'm your host, Ethan Black. Happy Black History Month, and I'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.